Maji ni uhai, maji ni haki yako.
In a world where access to clean and safe water remains uncertain, one organization stands as a beacon of hope dedicated to the noble cause of ensuring services for all. The Water Services Regulatory Board (WASREB) is a state corporation established under the Water Act of 2016 and starting operations in April 2017. Its main goal, as stated in Section 70, Clause 1 of the Act, is to protect consumers' right to water services while also safeguarding the interests of other stakeholders. To achieve this, WASREB establishes standards and regulations that all water services providers must adhere to ensure consumer protection and promoting access to efficient, affordable and sustainable water services. As part of its regulatory mandate, WASREB developed key performance indicators to monitor and assess the performance of water service providers. These performance indicators include water coverage, drinking quality water, non-revenue water, metering ratio, sanitation coverage, dormant connections, hours of supply, and more. WASREB enhances the financial sustainability of water service providers through measures that take account of cost recovery tariffs.
The main mandates of the regulatory board as provided for in the Water Act 2016, Section 72. Key among them, there are many, but I'll just mention a few. The main one is to set standards for water service provision. And once we set standards, we license water service providers. The law, the Water Act, prohibits any person to deal with water services without a license from the regulatory board. And therefore, having set the standards, we license and accredit water service providers. We set tariffs, water tariffs or water prices across the country.
WASREB's journey began in 2003 following the enactment of the Water Act of 2002, which aimed to ensure access to high-quality water services for everyone. Initially responsible for overseeing water services boards, WASREB's role evolved with the implementation of the Water Act of 2016. This new legislation shifted WASREB's focus to directly regulating water service providers under the county governments.
The Water Service boards were became water works development agencies, agents of national government for development of national public water works. And the role that they earned in the previous act, the Water Act 2002, of oversighting or owning the water companies, the regulation part was passed over to Water Service Regulatory Board, and the aspect of ownership moved to the county government. So now we regulate the water companies directly.
WASREB began its operations under its first CEO, Mr. John Rao Nyaoro, in 2003, having only 5 members of staff. At the time, the office space was shared with 2 other water agencies, the Water Sector Trust Fund, Water Fund, and the Water Resource Authority. During this period, 7 water services boards, WSBs, were established along the drainage basins that included the Tana River Basin, Lake Victoria Basin, and Athi River Basin. WASREB was responsible for licensing these boards. However, the water services boards were not allowed to provide services directly. Instead, they had to contact water service providers to ensure water services were available to all parts of the country through the signing of service provision agreements with water service providers.
Initially, the water service providers would get to the regulator through the water service boards. But now, the level of efficiency, of course, by the mere fact that we are able to directly deal with them, then even in terms of the amount of time and resources spent is reduced, and therefore making it more efficient in service provision.
Following the exit of the first CEO, Mr. John Rao Nyaoro, in 2005, WASREB has seen several leadership changes. Engineer H.K. Maina served as CEO from 2006 to 2008, followed by Engineer Jacqueline Musyoki in 2009. Engineer Daniel Baraza took over in 2010, and Engineer Robert Gakubia led from 2010 to 2021. In 2021, Engineer Peter Njaga was appointed as acting CEO, succeeded by Joseph Keter in 2022 in the same capacity. Dr. Julius Itunga took over in 2022 and is the current acting CEO.
In the Vision 2030 provides for universal access to water by the year 2030. So the direction is set already. And every prayer within the water services is, focused on achieving that vision. And we've seen the various leaders who have been there before me. I've worked with 3 other CEOs in my tenure or tour of duty in WASREB at the level of top management, and that has been the focus.
WASREB has navigated a path marked by both success and challenges. But through its dedication to consumer protection, WASREB's intervention have significantly increased access to clean water, benefiting many communities in Kenya. Some of its key achievements include developing regulatory tools to enhance service delivery.
There is order. The prayers know where they want to go, and they know how to get there. And during this time, from the year 2003 to date, we've seen tremendous growth in the sector. The water coverage moved from 48% to 65%. We've seen sanitation move from about 20% to 93%. The only area that has a bit stagnated is sewerage services, which has only grown by 1%, from 15% to 16%.
WASREB's mandate of protecting the consumers and ensuring access to water and sanitation services for all is exemplified by projects such as this one witnessed at this public sanitation block. This facility embodies our mission and showcases the tangible benefits of our regulatory framework. This is the Nanyuki Old Market. Here, a public sanitation block constructed by the Nanyuki Water and Sanitation Company and operated by a dedicated youth group stands as a beacon of progress. But what makes this facility truly remarkable? First, this sanitation block is more than just a facility. It is a symbol of dignity for all. It represents the fundamental respect for every individual's right to sanitation.
Tuko na showers na mahali pa kuoga. Kama ukiwa dereva, tuseme umetoa madizi Meru, umekuja hapa, umeshoka, ama wewe ni mfanyabiashara uliendea mzigo mahali bari, umekuja umeshoka, unapata mahali pa kuoga na unapatiwa kila kitu, kuna towel, kuna sabuni, kuna slippers, wewe unakuja venye uko tu ni nguo zako unabeba.
Second, this facility is designed to serve everyone, including special groups such as persons with disabilities. This ensures that no one is left behind in accessing essential water and sanitation services.
Napenda hiyo choo kwa sababu ni safi, iko na bafu, na pia wametengea watu mahali pa disability.
And thirdly, this sanitation block has also created commercial opportunities as the spaces within the block are used as business stalls, demonstrating that water and sanitation are indeed enablers of economic growth.
Pia kuna ka store hapo nje ambapo kunauzwa maji, refreshments, kama ni soda unataka, kama ni transactions za M-Pesa, unapata ziko hapa karibu, kwa kila kitu iko kwa hii block.
Through these initiatives, we have witnessed the positive impact of regulating the sector, reaffirming that water is life and sanitation is dignity.
Whatever, business activity goes about, it will require water, and out of that water there will be wastewater. So they are inseparable. So you must address them simultaneously if you are really to achieve your objectives in the business environment. So yes, water is not just an enabler, I would say is a critical enabler.
Although WASREB has achieved significant milestones, it has not been immune to internal and external challenges.
There are bottlenecks in governance, bottlenecks in matters climate change, bottlenecks in matters scarcity of resources, the amount of resources that is available for investments to the sector. But main among them is the issue of non-living water. Non-living water is water that is produced, is extracted from the source, it is produced, but it is not accounted for. And as a country, we lose approximately 45%. It was 45% last year. It has come down a bit to about 43% as a result of quite some concerted effort from all the players.
Furthermore, WASREB has also faced significant regulatory challenges, including unreliable water sources, salinity, changes in pH levels, pollution and contamination concerns. To address these challenges and recognizing that safe water starts with a well-structured plan, WASREB introduced a comprehensive risk assessment and management tool known as Water Safety Planning Guide. This guide is a crucial component in ensuring safe water for the public and addresses all stages of the water supply system, from catchment areas to points of consumption.
As we collect the raw water, we test the quality of the raw water, then we determine the chemicals we are supposed to dose to the water so that we can have clarifications and then filtration, then we disinfect the water, and actually we again reduce the acidity of the water, okay, to be neutral. All those things are done to ensure the water is wholesome. The quality of water which is being released from the treatment plant is wholesome and safe for human consumption.
By implementing this strategic approach, water providers can proactively identify and mitigate potential risks to water quality and safety throughout the supply chain.
One of the license conditions based on what the regulator, in this particular case WASREB, has put across is that water that is supposed to be provided to our customers has to meet certain standards, Kenyan standards as well as WHO standards. In particular, for consumer points, we have 20 sampling points. At the same time, of course, during production of the water, there is a quality control in every stage of production of the water. So there is a smaller lab where we do our water treatment as well.
In addition, we also do what we call regular monitoring. We send out inspectors to pick samples, test them in accredited drafts, and where they are not meeting the standards, we have the enforcement as an enforcement strategy, which is escalated against the WSP.
Over the years, WASREB has published various publications that provide insights into the water sector in Kenya. Some of these include Aqualink, the Water Governance Training Handbook, and Water Safety Planning Guidelines. Among these, a key publication is Impact, an annual performance report on Kenya's water services sector. This comprehensive report also details the board's regulatory activities within the sector. It is important to note that since 2007, 15 issues have been released, with the launch of Impact 16 scheduled for June 20th, 2024.
So once we get the data from the WSPs, we analyze the data, we validate the data, and then we analyze the data and prepare a report, which we release to the public for everybody to see. And basically, it creates also a competitive environment, because we rank them and nobody want to be the last. So everybody would work a little under, not really to be cited as the worst performing WSP. So that what I would call healthy competition.
WASREB's impact extends beyond regulation, providing a platform for the community to voice their concerns on water services. This has been achieved through public consultations, where issues on service improvements are discussed.
Public participation is anchored in our constitution, and any major decision that is made by the regulator, we ensure that there is wide consultation among all the stakeholders. Besides that, we, as a license condition, we require that every WSP who has a license from the regulatory board owns at least once a year a stakeholders conference, where they, bring their stakeholders to speed on what they are doing and what plans they have for them. This has enhanced transparency and accountability in the water service provision value chain.
And in its unwavering commitment to equality and universal access to water services, WASREB prioritizes inventions aimed at ensuring access to water by the disadvantaged as a vital aspect of its service to the low-income areas.
We have developed a social connection policy, and this social connection policy, it is geared towards creating a fund, a revolving fund, where you apply for a connection, you just pay a little amount, and then the balance you will be paying as over time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, so that there is a disadvantaged person who is in the low-income areas, so that he should be able to access this this commodity. Yes, so that's how we value this water, just to be sure that it reaches even the person who is so disadvantaged in society.
These inventions have benefited the most vulnerable communities, making water services accessible to all, regardless of their socio-economic status.
Water is life, and therefore, life for the most endowed and the least privileged is rife. So what we've done is in the tariffs that we set or prescribe, we make sure that there is what we call lifeline tariff, a tariff that is slightly below, or that is below the cost of production, so that everyone can be able to access water.
However, the work is far from over, As Kenya continues to grow and develop, the demand for water and sanitation services will increase. That's why WASREB remains dedicated to its mission of ensuring water services for all. Join us in celebrating the remarkable journey of WASREB, a story of resilience, empowerment and hope as we continue to face challenges and opportunities. Your support and involvement are crucial. Together, we can build a future where every Kenyan has access to clean and safe water, ensuring health and prosperity for all.
Yeah, WASREB, it has been a walk for the last 20 years. Your impact, your contribution to the growth, the GDP growth has been great. The water sector is a stimuli to the growth. And WASREB, you have done it well. Congratulations. Learn from the past, enhance the business in the future. And the whole water sector, congratulations. It's where that we have water, we also see the development. We keep our heads high as we move to the next steps. Congratulations again.
I want to wish Water Service Regulatory Board happy and prosperous 20th anniversary. The water sector in this country is where it is because of the regulator, and for that we will always continue supporting them, and we wish them well. And I want to remind them, we have challenges as institutions, water utilities. Kindly let them keep guiding us, and it's just a matter of time. We'll be there. We'll be the best water utilities in the world.
Really, I would want to take this opportunity to congratulate the board, the management and staff of WASREB who have served, the current and those who have served before, the first 20 years, for the contribution that they've made to making WASREB what it is today and to making the water sector what it is today. The national government, through our parent ministry, the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, under the leadership of Honorable Zakaria Njero, our Cabinet Secretary, and our Principal Secretary, Mr. Julius Coril, my board chair, and Job Chirichiri, and the entire board, the management team, our partners, the World Bank, African Development Bank, and all the other partners who have really worked with us on this journey. So we call upon every prayer to support the regulatory board and to support the sector and the country during this journey towards accelerating access to water and sanitation for all in our republic, this great Republic of Kenya. Thank you.
WASREB, celebrating 20 years of water services regulation.
Maji ni uhai, maji ni haki yako.